Hey, Bulls and Bears, it is Saturday, March 12th, 2022. Can everybody see me okay? I've got the new camera. Getting a little bit of flickering, I'm not sure. I think I've got it hooked up right. It's just a USB camera. Now, for those of you that haven't been here that long, I used to never show my face for the first 2 years. Some people started suggesting, hey, show your face. You might get better interaction. More people want to watch. More people want to listen. Started showing my face. Then I started getting complaints. Hey, you're showing your face, but it's blurry. So I got a new camera. But here's the thing: since I started showing my face, I've lost subscribers. All right, so go figure. So the people that are complaining about me not showing my face actually hurt the channel when I started showing my face, and I'm losing subscribers. I don't know why. Maybe people expected somebody in a suit. Maybe people expected somebody that looked different. Who knows? But for whatever reason, I'm losing subscribers. The channel stopped growing. All right, so maybe we'll go back to not showing my face. We'll see if that makes a difference. But thank you for being here. We've got a lot of economic news, financial news to get caught up on here today. But before we get to that, let's just talk about life. Let's just talk about the state of the world, the state of the economy, the state of finances, financial well-being for people right now. For a lot of people, it's not so good. There are people out there that don't mind taking on a lot of debt. Actually, taking on a lot of debt actually gives you a pretty good lifestyle. Just think about it. If you take out the biggest mortgage possible, if you take out the biggest car loans possible, you're going to be driving nicer cars. You may be living in a nicer home. And of course, your life may be spent working more than relaxing. But if that's your thing, if you like having the biggest house or the nicest, newest car available, you might be resorting to a life of hard work and long hours, maybe 2 or 3 jobs. So there are other people out there that try to scale back and try to have more time off, more leisure time. That's what's important to some people. So it all depends on your perspective. But one thing that I try to remind people here constantly, or at least consistently, is that health is wealth, right? So what good is it being financially independent or having a lot of money in the bank if you're coughing or if you're tired all the time and you just don't feel good or you're sick? Or you're on the verge of some health issues. That's no good. So it's a balance. And I've said this before: the times in my life that I've been the happiest have been when I have had hardly any money or not much money at all, even broke, but very healthy, very fit, very well rested, not much stress because of not a lot of overhead, not a lot of debt hanging over me. And for a lot of people, that's the preferred situation to be in. But I was reading an article, and right now, stress is at all-time highs. The number of people getting on antidepressants and medications, all-time highs. The number of disputes and road rage incidents increasing, car accidents increasing. Maybe people are distracted from all the everything happening right now with the financial situation, with the economy, with the war, with the health crisis, and everything else on top of that. But it's just interesting, if you watch a lot of these business news channels, the word on the street is that everything is the best it's ever been. The economy is making a wonderful recovery, that the economy is strong, the consumer is strong. So if that's the case, why are stress levels the way they are now? Why are so many people getting on medications, antidepressants? Again, so a lot of these things are at all-time highs. Well, let's talk about a couple news items here that we think are important to keep up with here. Recent article here: Zillow making job cuts. Now, this was their offers program where they go in and make offers, cash offers, to people selling homes. Now, you'd think that would be very profitable for a company like Zillow, and the way the home prices are going up, you think they can make a cash offer and then turn around and sell the home 6 months later for a profit. But when you look at the overhead, the transaction cost, the upgrading the home, the cost of materials to fix up a home, to resell it, it obviously wasn't profitable. Otherwise, they wouldn't be laying people off. So that was some news I found recently. More out of the mortgage industry, more layoffs. This was expected with the rise in mortgage rates. Now, they could drop rates back down. They could force them back down, and you could see the reversal happen. You might see a lot of new hiring as more people call to refinance. But here's what's happening in another news story here recently. Better.com, after firing 900 employees over a Zoom call, is laying off an additional 3,000 workers. Now, we talked about that story where the CEO got on the Zoom call. He laid off people on the call. So there were actually people in tears during the call, just finding out, live during the call that they no longer had a job. Well, now this time they didn't do much better. Instead of laying people off on a Zoom call, they didn't tell people right away. The way people found out was they received a bonus on their paycheck, and that was their severance check. Right? Better employees learned of layoffs with severance checks appeared on their payroll app. So then they inquired about it, say, what's this severance pay for? And that's how they found out that they had been let go, or they had been put into early retirement, I guess is another way to put it, early retirement. Or maybe not retirement. And even people that want to retire, or even people that have retired in some cases, are having to go back to work and pick up a part-time job. And, the rising cost of living is taking a bite. There's been a big uptick in people coming out of retirement. We reported on that a few times, I think, in the past month or two. So we'll see what happened with mortgage rates. And, maybe this will continue. Maybe we'll see more job losses in this sector. Next, let's talk about this. We've got Miss Yellen out there giving us a warning. Let's take a look at this article. Yellen, bracing for another year of very uncomfortably high inflation. So here we have somebody out there making millions of dollars to tell us the obvious. I think we all know that inflation is going to continue to ramp up here with everything happening. But yeah, we need Miss Yellen to go ahead and tell us that. But in fact, if you go back in time just a year or so ago, she was one of the ones, along with our good friends there over like Mr. Powell, one of the ones saying that this was going to be transitory. Does everyone remember the transitory line? Well, we know how long transitory is. It's indefinite. And, we'll see how things continue going forward here. We're at about $5.50 per gallon gas here in California. And I also have an update on that gas app that I mentioned a few reports ago. It's called Get Upside, and I actually used it, and it saved 42 cents per gallon. 42 cents per gallon at the participating gas station that I found. So you put the app on your phone, you map it, they'll tell you where the discounts and deals are based on your location. It uses your phone locator device, and it actually works. So I thought I would give you an update on that. The link will be down below if you want to get that app on your phone. It saved me 42 cents per gallon. You got to put the credit card into the app and use that card when you buy the gas for it to be linked, for it to recognize it. But it's pretty simple and way to save a few cents per gallon. In this case, 40 cents a gallon, so not bad. Now, not all stations that participate in that will save you that much. But the gas station that saved me the 42 cents a gallon was only just a few extra blocks away, so I made the extra drive to go to that particular gas station. Hopefully you'll save that much or even more. Link down below for that app for those that want to try it. Now, Capital One Bank, Capital One Insight Center, the survey division of the bank, came out with a recent survey that says only 18% of Americans are not concerned about inflation, just 18%. Or it was actually worded like this: only 18% of people surveyed felt like their wages were not keeping up with the rising costs. Only 18%. So who are these 18% that feel like their wages are keeping up with the rising costs? Are these people living off grid? Are they living out in the woods? Well, I guess if you're living out in the woods, there is no inflation because your drinking water that you get down by the river, that costs zero. Hopefully they won't start charging people for drinking water out of the river. The wood that you chop down, if it's your property, shouldn't cost anything, so no inflation there. But I guess if you have to go into the city and make any purchases, you are going to see inflation. So unless you're out in the woods, I'm not sure who doesn't see inflation right now, or whose wages are keeping up with inflation. But a lot of people out there have real low overhead. There are minimalists out there. Or better yet, maybe you're in an occupation where wages are keeping up with inflation, and maybe your wage increases are outpacing inflation. If you're Janet Yellen, I bet her wages are outpacing inflation. I bet Jerome Powell, I bet his wages are outpacing inflation. And in fact, way more than outpacing inflation. They get all the insider tips. The Fed people were caught doing trades based on inside information, based on front running their own policy decisions. So of course you have a percentage or a portion of that 18% that say wages are keeping up with inflation and that they're not worried. That's that group of people right there, the top 10%. You know, that group of people that gets to break the law and nothing happens to them. But if you or I were to do the same thing, we would be locked up in a cage for probably a very, very long time. It's pretty sad, but that's the truth and that's the reality. Sometimes truth and reality is not, it's not always fun, right? It's not always fun to think about. Let's talk about this next. Consumers hope tax refunds will ease financial stress. Well, if you're someone that made a little bit of money trading or investing, you're not going to get a refund. You're going to be paying capital gains tax. So April of this year, you know, not my funnest month. When taxes are due, I might wait till the last day to file them because I have to pay in. I've got some gains from cryptos, got some gains from some trades that I did this year, some gold miner options, and some other trades. So yeah, it's not a fun time of the year for me, but according to this recent article here, this is out of Capital One Insights also, you can see that lower earners are looking more forward to getting their tax refunds, and 57% said those refunds are going to ease their financial stress. So it goes right along with all the data that says that most people are living paycheck to paycheck. So of course, when you have a situation like that, tax refunds are going to help most of the population, most of the people that they looked at. All right, we're going to wrap it up today. This week upcoming, we've got an updated housing market report, the automobile situation, the chip shortage, the manufacturing. We've got a nice detailed report to bring you on the car prices, where they're headed, and please stay tuned for that one. Please make sure you are subscribed if you're not, and come back for more updates. If you like these news reports and updates, please give us a thumbs up. It helps us be recognized within the YouTube algorithm. And who knows, maybe we'll start growing again on the channel instead of losing subscribers. And maybe I'll stop showing my face. It seemed to hurt the viewership. So thanks everybody for being here. Big love. Good to see you. Bye for now. Peace.